Alright, like I said before, my previous video on the Slayer version of this, everything I say in this video is a joke. Don't take anything to heart. Alright, okay, let's begin. Flesh. I hate you and everything you stand for. You know, you probably think you're really cool because you don't see many people running this BDA. Because, you know, it's like pretty underrated in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, you aren't. You're just weird. When you spawn into a gauntlet, you probably spend more time observing the Slayer that's not even fighting you, just so you can put them in a flesh domain when they're trying to take a breather from a demon, when they step back for a couple seconds. If you play like this, please wipe your build. Go to the nearest PD and wipe. Alright, okay, what's next is Biwa. Like Thunder, you are just fatherless. You are completely fatherless. You probably abuse the, parry into move and do like the Slayer variant of, parrying to one comp by just, parrying and then instantly attacking. I despise this playstyle because it's being used against me. Hey man, if I'm using it, it's not that bad. If they use it against me, it's horror. But anyway, yeah, I genuinely hate all BO users because there's basically no counterplay to it. Because I mean, demons get regen, Slayers don't really have that regen that demons have. Alright, what do we have next? Bro, why is it when I fight you guys I feel like I'm playing ADA? A single misparry means death because of you guys have a literal true combo made in your first skill. People who use this are likely very skilled at the game, which is, fair because it takes timing to land it on skilled players. So I would say, Obi, if you play Obi, you're probably somewhat skilled. Fair enough. Alright, String. String is... oh man. This caused me so much trouble with the stupid M1s. You're likely a full strength build. You makes a Slayer reconsider even investing into their Constitution cert, because you probably free tap their posture and then put them into a world of stun where you'll melt their HP while doing the most damage that they've ever seen before. It's just an annoying BDA. I hate String. String is probably like the most played BDA I've seen in a while. Like a lot of demons play String because it's very good for trophy farming. And because of that, there's nothing really diverse about it. They're all just full strength builds, which invest a little bit in tech, just enough to get like, fast regen speed. Very annoying. Alright, the next thing is Gyoko. I can't tell what's worse, Gyoko or String user. They are basically two sides of the same coin. Anything that can be said for String can be said for Gyoko. What really makes them different, like what differentiates themselves, is how easy and brain dead Gyoko's first skill is. The water prison has such a stupid range, and it's so easy to play in comparison to String, where it actually takes some skill to land the first skill. Anyway, yeah, if you play Gyoko, even though it's really brain dead, I only see skilled demons on Gyoko really. So if you play Gyoko, you're probably skilled anyway. Same thing with String. All the sweats are on Gyoko and String. Alright, Sonic Scream. Sonic Scream, in my opinion, is actually a good BDA. Like, it's actually, a viable BDA in my opinion. It's not crazy, it's not brain dead, but it's just, balanced BDA. In my opinion, it's decent BDA. However, if you play this, I'm genuinely convinced you just don't have the money to wipe or reroll. Like, you don't have the money to pay for a reroll, which is understandable. It's 400 Robux for one reroll. Outrageous. And you're probably just gonna spend the 400 Robux just to roll onto, Spike. Speaking of Spike, Spike, you probably lose so badly that Slayer probably thinks that Demon needs a buff. I genuinely don't understand why you play this. If you play Spike, please tell me in the comments. It's not even a viable BDA. If you lose to Spike, you either like Spiked or maybe was simply outplayed. Because this ability, in my opinion, is just a limitation. It's the same with, it's like the demon version of snake breathing. It's just trash. It's just not good. Wind Fan. Wind Fan is the most annoying. Nah, it's not the most annoying, but it's up there and the most annoying to fight. I have many words for your kind. Fine. It's like, how can I put this? Your playstyle is circling and spamming M1s at a range, waiting for your third M1 because you think you're doing something game changing, but everyone else who's on this BDA does the exact same thing. You likely abuse the second skill, which is basically free damage, since it's not parryable, making it free pressure when you're fighting someone. It's a very annoying BDA, and I very dislike this a lot. Anyway, what's next is Thunder Death. Okay, I have many words for your kind. Many words for you guys. Fighting Thunder Death is so annoying because you just abuse Lightning Cloak. You probably like play decently passive or you play very aggressive on Thunder Death. It's one of the two. You probably abuse Lightning Cloak because the second you touch Lightning Cloak, your buff them ones feel unreactable sometimes. And then when you land a guard break, the Slayer basically just gets sent back to spawn because they're in such a crazy amount of stun that you can fit in maybe a leap kick fully or two or both parts of Claw Strike. It's genuinely like it's genuinely stupid, man. You keep me stunned for longer than the Demon Hunter update period. Alright, Lightning Stream. This is probably the BDA I despise the most, considering it probably takes the least skill out of all BDAs on this list. It takes the least skill because it is the first no. Well, you probably don't know about it, but if you do know about it, the second skill, Electric Star, is genuinely just autoplay. I don't know what the devs were thinking when they made it, but it's literally just autoplay. It is purely just cancer. It floats above you, strikes 3 times, knocks them back, so it's easy for wallbangs. So if it's final circle and you're with a lightning user, your chances of winning are so small. And the passive stops regeneration, so you can't charge breathing and you can't health regen. Alright, if you play Lightning Stream, I forgot to add this in before when I was, recording this. But yeah, if you play Lightning Stream, you're probably just a high con build. You're simply just a high con build. You probably have ping assist as well to help you. You are probably extremely nasty when you're fight like to be 4. You probably drag fights onto final circle and then say you're very skilled for literally draining the Slayer's, willpower to keep on the fight. An extremely annoying BDA. I hate this shit so much. Alright, we've got Arkaza next. Arkaza is a BDA that anyone can really run. Upon release, it was extremely brain dead, but after the nerfs that came to it, anyone can really use it. It's not really used by meta masters anymore. It's not really used by bad players, I guess. Anyone can really use this BDA. Even I used this BDA when I was on Demon. Alright. The next one is Blood Sickles. Not many people use Blood Sickles, but it's a heavily underrated BDA. If you use this BDA, you're probably very skilled at the game, in my opinion. Very good BDA, but just not used by players. Wood Dragons. Or is it called Hatred? I don't know. I literally don't see anyone on this BDA. I don't know what to say about this. It's the person who you see on this video is likely to be just a fresh player who just spawned in thinking, oh, this looks really cool, I get to summon dragons, and then they find out it's pretty weak, and at the end of it, like, it's just a mid BDA. No one uses this really. Alright, Ice. Ice is actually a pretty underrated BDA. It's probably rated even below Sickles by most players, but it's actually, in my opinion, better. Actually, I wouldn't say better. But the passive is pretty buggy, but the second attack is, pretty good to use. I would say if you use Ice, you're probably a good player. Yeah, and you probably are a high technique build, so you can, damage cap on the Ice first skill, which is basically, annoying to parry because it barely shows up on your screen until it strikes. Alright, what's the next? Hyro. Not many people use this again, but you're probably a sweaty player if you actually do main this ability. Like, you're probably extremely sweaty because it's a better version of Spike, but it's like a mediocre BDA. Somewhat viable, but it's mostly used by sway players. It's probably just a very sway player. He's probably played like an experienced demon. Alright, Spare. No Spare user I thought was actually been bad. Most of them are actually pretty good at the game. Like, they know how to use the first skill and they know how to use the second skill without it just being free posture to the Slayer. If you use Spare, you're probably a very good player. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up for the video because I was dragging on for too long and it's like 3 AM when I'm doing this. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye bye.